2:6, who gave himself a ransom for all. He gave himself, poured out his life unto death. The high priest himself, Caiaphas, evil man. But John 11:50, he unwittingly prophesies. He says, it is necessary for us that one man should die for the people, so the whole nation will not perish. Now, he said it as a plot of murder, but he speaks in two realms. Without realizing it, he was prophesying. One man shall die for the people. Where is that from? Isaiah 53. He was crushed, the punishment for our shalom. He was cut off for the transgression of my people, says Isaiah, to whom the stroke was due. And here it is. This is the beginning of the execution of Messiah. And the very words echo Isaiah 53. There's an amazing passage. If you come here a while, you probably know it. If you don't, you may not. But in Isaiah 53, when you read it, it says, with the rich man in his death. It doesn't say that in the original language. It says in the original language, it doesn't say in his death, it says in his deaths. Deaths. One man, deaths. And there's some anti-missionaries say, oh, look, see, it's about Israel. No, it doesn't mean that at all. It says one man is dying, many deaths. Not many people are dying, one is dying. How does one man die many deaths? If he's the Messiah, he dies for everyone. It's right there in the Hebrew. And it says, 1 John 2, he is the propitiation for our sins, and not for ours only, but for the sins of the whole world. Totally the gospel, but totally Isaiah 53. The word in Greek, propitiation, means atonement. The same word appears in 1 John 4:10. The atonement, this is love. Not that we love God, but he loved us and sent his son to be the atonement of our sins, like Day of Atonement. 2 Corinthians 5:14, we conclude, one died for all. Romans 5:8, but God showed his love for us in that while we were yet sinners, Messiah died for us, or he made intercession for the transgressors, Isaiah 53. First Timothy, Messiah came into the world to save sinners. Romans 5:9, much more being now justified by his blood, we shall all be saved from judgment through him. The doctrine of justification, where does that first appears in clarity in Isaiah 53? By his knowledge he shall justify. Justification comes there. He shall justify the many. He'll bear their sins away, which brings up another realm. Isaiah 53 is a picture of priestly redemption, which matches up with the other prophecy of Messiah's death, Daniel 9, which says, Mashiach, Yikarat HaMashiach, Messiah shall be cut off. And that's going to end sin. It's going to make atonement, says Daniel. It says this is all linked to the making atonement for sin. Isaiah 53 reveals a redemption linked to the priesthood, in that it's the redemption of sin. Before Messiah can come and save Israel, before Messiah can come and set up a kingdom on earth and end disease and end murder and end all, he's got to end sin first. Because if you don't end sin, you can clean up the world that's going to come right back. If you don't end sin, you're still going to have to build jails again, and you're going to have all the problems. You're going to have wars again. So it's got to be this way. The first coming is to deal with sin for those who will come into it, to have peace with God. Then peace on earth after. But first is priestly. Second is kingly. Messiah is both king and priest. That's what Messiah is going to be. No king in Israel could be priest. No priest could be king. But Messiah in the new covenant says he will be king and priest. But he first comes as priest. Then he will come as king. Or first comes as lamb. Then he comes as the lion. He made intercession for, it says, what does it say in Isaiah 53? He made intercession for the transgressor. What is that? That's the priest is the one who intercedes. This too is there. It says in Hebrews, it says in Romans, he says right now, he's at the right hand of God making intercession for us. It says in Hebrews 7, by which he is able, right now, he lives to make intercession for the transgressor. Isaiah 53, he interceded, he's the mediator for transgressors. There is one mediator between man and God, says Timothy, or in Timothy. Yeshua, Hebrews 8, the mediator of a new covenant. Isaiah 53 speaks of a redemption. We get that. I mean, speaking about dealing with sin, but there's no temple involved. Think about that. There's no temple in the entire chapter. All sin in the Bible, in the Old Covenant, you could only have sacrifices linked to the temple to remove sin. But there's no temple here. There is something much bigger. It says in Hebrews 4, we have a great high priest. Isaiah 53 goes further. It says he's not this one who's making intercession means he's got to be a priest. He's got to be the high priest if he's going to make intercession for Israel. He's got to be, and it's for the whole world. He's got to be. But there's something more. He says not only he's the priest, he's also the sacrifice of the priest. He's not only that the priest would get a sacrifice and offer it up, but what it's saying is Messiah is the priest and the sacrifice. He's offering up himself. The life that's given that's always the life of an animal in the Old Testament. It's a shadow of this. It suffers from, it's killed, symbolically having the sins of the people on it, and by its death it removes sin, it sets the guilty one free. It was always a lamb or a goat, an animal. But what Isaiah 53 is saying is now it's a person. It's not just a lamb, it's not just a goat, it's not a calf, it's a human. Because an animal cannot die for human sins. Only a human could. But there's no human who could, because every human has sins of themselves. Except if that is God, then he has no sin. It is very clear. Listen.